For years, Lola Omotayo-Okoye, this woman was blamed for destroying Psquare and separating Peter from his family. But what if the woman everyone accused of breaking the Okoye family was actually one of the women who helped build the Psquare success and quietly held her husband together while everything around him was falling apart? Peter Okoye's latest revelation forces us to look at Lola very, very differently. Today, we are discussing the power of a good woman and why society often attacks the very woman that's holding every single thing together. Stay tuned.
Stand in your power, own every minute, every hour. This is your story, starting now. Stand in your power, let the world see how. Stand in your power, stand in your power now. Turn up your voice, your truth, your wow. Stand in your power, this is your channel
now. Welcome back to Yes Life Coaching Woman Stand in Your Power. Today we are talking about Lola Okoye, the power of a good woman, and what Lola Okoye's story teaches us about love, loyalty, and quiet strength. So I did a live stream this morning about the Okoye family. The Okoye family saga is often presented as a story about three brothers. We often hear about Peter, Paul, and Jude Okoye and the disagreements that fractured one of Africa's most successful music group. Before we started hearing of Davido and all those people, Psquare was there. They were in the times of Two-Face, Psquare. We hear, oh gosh, those guys were, if not for the breakup, they will have gone very far by now. They will have listened, they will have gone far. They were one of Africa's most successful music group all over Africa. But behind the arguments about loyalty, management, money, identity, family control, behind all of those stories is another story. The story of a woman who has repeatedly been blamed. She has been discussed and judged, yet has largely refused to turn her marriage into a public battlefield. The woman I'm talking about is no other than Lola Omotayo-Okoye. Now, before I go ahead, if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know where you are watching me from. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let me see if my audio is good. Audio, come on. Okay, audio is fine. Audio is perfect. All right, so let's go ahead. So the woman we are talking about is Lola Omotayo-Okoye. To be clear, many of the painful details now circulating comes from Peter Okoye's own public account. Paul and Jude Okoye, they've not really said anything publicly. They have not publicly accepted all of Peter's claim, but Jude has come out to deny some key allegations connected to the brother family to the financial disputes. So we should therefore be able to distinguish between what is allegations and, whatever is independently established fact. But with all of those limits, from the little that Peter has said, Lola's story gives us an important perspective on the power of a good woman, not a perfect woman, not a voiceless woman, and not a woman who exists only to serve a man, but a woman whose presence can bring vision, can bring stability, brings opportunity and strength in a relationship. Now, before the fame, this woman saw the possibility. One of the clearest signs of a good partner is the ability to recognize potential before the rest of the world applauds it. Not blind potential, like strong, solid potential. Lola did not meet Peter after Psquare had become a continental phenomenon. No. In 2013, there was an interview. She explained that she met him while working at an advertising company involved in a road show in which Psquare was performing. In other words, she already had her own career, she already had her own experience, she already had her own professional identity. And in one of their resurfaced interviews, Peter described Lola as a destiny helper, and he credited her early professional connection and her support with helping Psquare gain opportunities. Now, that description matters because it challenges a common and unfair narrative that Lola entered Psquare's life only after success and somehow came to destroy what the brothers have built. That is a whole lie on its own. I think I have something on that interview. Let me see. I have something on that interview. So let me share that with us while we are watching. Wherever you are watching from, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Please do like and share. Like the live stream. I'm going to share with you a video, a very old one, a very old video. Please give me a moment to share that. Where did I get this from? Okay. Let me go ahead and share that video. 1 second. So I saw this video on YouTube from Wobby's Podium. It's a very old video, but I mean, it's worth sharing. Let's watch it. Let's hear how they met. It says, Psquare Okoye narrates how he met his wife, Lola Omotayo-Okoye. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch that.
We are big. We don't even come to Lagos to perform. There was one when I called a manager, how we see the big guy. Yeah. Finally, signed us to his label and started pushing us. Of course, he met a woman who works in an agency. So he gave the woman our CD. The woman's CD got stuck in her car. So for the past few months, anytime the woman is driving, she has any song to play than the Psquare song. Wow. And she kept on playing the song. And she loved the song. So whenever they are doing shows, she calls Psquare. She calls, she wants Psquare. Well, what do we do? We'll go backstage. He said, madam, he said, we'll go there. Thank you, man. You got on, man. We'll thank the woman. After performance, we'll go and make that. Thank you, man. We were doing that till our manager, after 4 years plus, he got,
Welcome to the stream wherever you're watching from.
South or song. And then, of course, the manager refused to give us that woman's contact. But somehow, me and my manager have somehow gone there twice. So when around Anthony. So I now call my manager's, former manager's PA. So they say, no, the woman is Anthony, but doesn't know I started looking for it. When we moving together. And I found the woman. And we continue from the woman. But sorry to say, that woman is my wife today. Wow! Wow!
Like the live stream, guys.
Wow! This is where some things people don't know.
So the story between that story of the relationship and the love you have for her goes way back before champagne and holiday. Before the
That's why,
fling
my brother, I
fling.
won't lie to you. I don't care what her people say. I don't care what I'm there for her. I was a nobody when. In fact, we should be grateful that woman did what
You heard what he said? He said, I was a nobody. We should be grateful that that woman did what she did.
she did for us.
Okay? So a lot of people will just open their mouths and talk and say things that they don't even understand. You see what he said? She actually saw the vision. She saw them. She saw what Psquare could become. So she did not meet him after Psquare had become continental. Okay? So he called her his destiny helper, and he credited her early professional connections and support with helping them to gain opportunities to go different places. Now, according to Peter's account, she was present during the building season. She saw the value before the brand became powerful. She did not merely enjoy the harvest, she helped to water that seed. She helped to water the seed called Psquare. She helped to water that seed and make it grow. Now, this is one expression of a good woman's power. She can recognize what a man carries before he has the status, before he has the money or public validation to prove it. Her belief does not manufacture his gift, but it creates an environment in which that gift has room to flourish. It creates an environment in which that gift has room to grow. But whenever a close family begins to experience conflict, people often search for an outsider to blame. So in this case, she was the one. In many families, the wife becomes the outsider that they will blame. It's easier to say she changed him than to confront long-standing problems between brothers. So it's easier, instead of them to face the problem they are having as brothers, it's easier for them to not take responsibility and put the responsibility on her because she's the outsider. Oh, it's his wife that is teaching him. It's his wife that is telling him. It's his wife that is doing this. It's easier to accuse the wife of manipulation than to examine the business structures that they already have, the unequal influence, the poor communication, the resentment, and the unhealthy family boundaries that they have. If you look at the history of Psquare's disagreement, it includes this dispute about management, creative recognition. There was a time they said Peter cannot sing, he can only dance, it is Paul that can sing, all sort of rubbish. Their issues also involve business decisions, royalties, control of finances. These are substantial issues involving adult men, grown men, odogu men. Now, reducing such a complicated conflict to Lola cost it does not explain the evidence. Where's the evidence? It simply places responsibility on the most convenient woman available. Now, this pattern that I have painted is way, way bigger than the Okoye family. Women are frequently blamed when men begin to establish boundaries with their relatives. A wife is called, oh, she's controlling. When her husband starts asking questions, she is called divisive. When her husband begins to demand accountability, they say she's dividing brothers. They say she's the cause of separating him from his family. Especially when he decides that marriage requires a new order of loyalty or responsibility. And a lot of times, a whole lot of times, this happens. Maybe because I'm from Nigeria, I see it a lot in Nigeria families, because a lot of those families, even when they both come from the same ethnic background, maybe they are all Yorubas together, they all come from the same place, it is also very easy for the man's family to see the woman as an outsider, even when they are from the same culture. It's always very, very easy. It's rampant. They do it all the time. So a lot of times women are frequently blamed when men begin to establish boundaries with their relatives. Now, this pattern, this particular pattern I'm talking about is bigger than the Okoye family. It's a very huge pattern. A wife is called controlling when her husband starts asking questions. She's called divisive when he's asking, is demanding accountability from his siblings, from his family members. She's accused of separating him from his family. Sometimes a partner can certainly contribute to family conflicts. Women are human beings, and they are also capable of wrongdoing like everyone else. But when you are accusing a person, let it be based on evidence, not on assumption that, whenever brothers disagree, a woman must be behind it. Is nonsense. It's arrant rubbish, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is nonsense. Okay. I mean, let's take a look at their wedding, and just, before we talk about other things, let's look at their wedding ceremony when she was getting married to this man.
Together, why did you people get married together? So, because you marry a Yoruba woman, what they go do here? If my own now for, oh yeah. You people do basically everything together. You sing together, you live together, you eat together, you dance together. Why did you people get married together? So, because you marry a Yoruba woman, what they go do here? If my own now for Kogi, all of us go down for Lagos, wanna chill. That's why it's a traditional marriage. You do it in the girl's home. Where I go do my doing if in a white wedding, I will answer you.
Go teach somebody. He's going to I say, if I know my dad, go teach somebody. Because I belong to you, you belong to me. I provide for you. I belong to you, you belong to me. Yeah, I've been missing you, yeah. They do me satisfied. Wada, they tell you what you, they give me, they make me satisfied. Wada, yeah. They don't shout delay. Cause I don't hammer, I don't see light delay.
Yeah, Peter is a very good friend of mine. So when he called me,
what if I told you that the moment your book is published, there could be a giant billboard featuring you and your book in Times Square? And in addition, a video trailer that tells your book's story, a paid advertisement.
Well, I think they've been married since like 8 years ago. He came today to collect the certificate.
Okay, so yeah, that was their wedding. I just wanted for us to watch that a little bit. Now let's go back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so you see, even the brother said it's been a long time coming. They've been together for 8 years. He just came to finally, you know, um, put things together. So if Peter's account, let me back up a little bit. So like I was saying before, women are human, and a woman can contribute to family conflict. But accusations should be based on evidence, not on the assumption that whenever people disagree, the woman must be behind it. Okay. So if you go back to the video I did earlier, in the 8th installment of his 2026 video series about the family dispute, Peter made serious allegations about how Lola was treated after the birth of their son. He claims that she was summoned to a family meeting, that neither of them was offered a chair, and that they sat on the floor while she was told to leave him. He also alleged that the members of the family questioned their son's paternity, and that Lola left that meeting in tears. Why would they have done that? Is it because she was older than him? She was 9 years older than him? And it doesn't even show. I mean, I saw pictures. This woman is pretty. She's beautiful. She's pretty. She's got brains. What are we really talking about here? They told her to leave him alone. This is a woman that has promoted these people, followed them to when they, became big. She sowed seeds. And now you say she should leave your brother alone. Paul later posted a brief response referring to their late mother's inability to defend herself. Okay, that she could not defend herself, but he did not directly answer each of Peter's specific claims in that post. If Peter's account is accurate, what stands out is not only the alleged humiliation, it is the emotional burden that was placed on Lola. Imagine being asked to prove that you belong in a life of the man you love, while carrying the additional pain of having your child's identity questioned. That is two blows in one. Imagine knowing that speaking loudly could intensify a conflict between famous brothers and also expose your children to even more public scrutiny. So for years, Lola has been discussed as though she was a theory rather than a human being. Discussed as though she was a thing or she was a myth rather than she was a human being. People have debated her age, they've debated her ethnicity, her intentions, even her influence. Yet this woman has not built a public career out of attacking the family. Now, the fact that she restrained herself should not be seen as weakness. Restraint should not automatically be interpreted as weakness. Sometimes silence is fear, and sometimes it is imposed. But at other times, restraint is discipline. The deliberate refusal to let other people's chaos dictate your character. That's what I see here. This is discipline. The fact that she didn't come out and start, like, she handled everything like a G. A good woman can be a bridge without becoming a doormat. Lola's public conduct has often suggested a desire for family peace. In 2022, after Peter and Paul had reconciled, she publicly prayed that the twins would never turn their backs on each other again. Reports have also highlighted that she maintained a cordial relationship with Paul's former wife, Anita, even while the brothers were estranged. I think I saw that somewhere. I think I saw that on an Instagram post somewhere. Let me check that out. She was always praying for them. Let me share this one. This is one of the prayers she made for them, where she said, "Happy birthday to one of my favorite twins in the world, my dearest Peter, whatever, and King Rudy. I have to say that my heart smiles knowing that both of you have a deeper bond now than ever. In the end, love and family over everything. May this day bring forth more blessings, more wisdom, happiness, and successes. Together, you are a movement, a force, a vibe, and an encapsulation of God's beautiful creation. May God Almighty continue to give you both long life and good health, and may you never turn your backs on one another ever again. We celebrate you both today and always. Happy birthday. We love you." You can imagine, with everything she has endured, she still came out to post that. That is a testimony to the character of this woman. That is meaningful, in my opinion, because a bitter or calculating person usually benefits from permanent division. This woman was a bridge builder. When I say a bridge builder does the opposite. She leaves a door open for healing without pretending that nothing happened. She is a bridge builder, sorry. But bridge building must never mean accepting endless disrespect. A good woman is not proven by how much humility she can survive. She is not required to remain silent while others question her child or erase her contribution or repeatedly make her the scapegoat for problems she did not create. Loyalty without boundaries become self-abandonment, in my opinion. Peace without truth becomes performance. So the matured lesson we can learn here is that a woman can desire reconciliation and still demand respect. She can forgive and still require change behavior. She can support her husband's relationship with his family without surrendering her dignity to keep that family comfortable. This, in my opinion, Lola is a good woman. It is good to give people their flowers when they are still here. A good woman does not perform magic. And she's not responsible for rescuing a grown man from every consequence of his choices. But her presence can profoundly influence the quality and the direction of his life. She brings vision. She can see opportunities that emotion, fear, or limited experience may cause to him or may cause him to miss. A good woman brings perspective. She can ask the difficult questions that no one else is willing to ask, especially when everyone around him benefits from his silence. A good woman brings safety. When public applause fades, business relationships change, and family loyalty becomes complicated, a good woman can help create a home in which he is valued as a person, not as a brand, not merely as a source of income. Lola brought truth. A good woman, as she is, does not agree with everything. She is not an echo. She tells the truth with love, and even when that truth is uncomfortable, she still tells it. This woman brought in partnership. A good woman is not standing behind a man as a servant to his destiny. No, She's standing beside him as a person with her own wisdom, labor, identity, and purpose. That is who Lola is to Peter. She came into his life to help them flourish. Then Jude from nowhere saw everything that was happening and he wanted to do wuru wuru wuru. And she still stood quietly in her space, demure, with class. Even when the man threatened that he will end her. What are the responsibilities of the man who has a good woman? The power of a good woman also creates a responsibility for the man who loves her. Okay? That man who is responsible for her, he must recognize her contribution while she is present. Not only years later when conflict forces him to explain what she endured, he must defend her without turning every disagreement they have into a public war, which Peter has done very well. He must create boundaries early, clearly, and consistently. I don't know if he did it early, but I mean, he's beginning to do it and it's consistent. And that is why he's still together with his wife. A man must never continually offer his wife as the sacrifice required to keep peace with his family. This part a lot of men do. A lot of men will do it. They will sacrifice, they will put the woman on the line just so that they can save face in front of their family members. So there's a difference between honoring your family and permitting your marriage to be disrespected. A matured man is one that is able to love his mother, love his brothers and extended family, while also making it clear that his wife and children will not be humiliated in his presence. And that is why I say, Peter Okoye, you are no dogu, na man you be. For you to stand in the heat of it from day one, standing up for Lola, standing up for your children. I have another level of respect for Peter. A totally different level of respect for Peter. Thank you, Tochi. Tochi Nduku, thank you for liking. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. If you are watching, wherever you are watching, please do like, share, subscribe. And if you want to come into the live stream, you are very, very, very much welcome. Okay? Come on in, guys. Come on in. So, like I was saying, I have another level of respect for this man because, in my opinion, Peter is someone who can live. The Bible says a man will leave his father and his mother and he will cleave unto his wife. Peter is an epitome of that man that was able to live and cleave. He cleaved unto Lola with their children. And he has created that boundary and say, hey, look, you will not do that to my wife. You will not do that to my children. If Peter's recent account reflects what happened, one of the saddest lessons is that silence can allow a false narrative to harden for years. For a lot of, when a woman is repeatedly blamed and the man who knows the fuller story does not correct it, public opinion can become another form of punishment for that woman. A lot of people would have said a lot of craziness. They will have said a lot of nasty things about Lola. But at least now that Peter is coming out to speak, everybody is beginning to see what's going on. See, a good woman should not have to spend decades earning the protection that marriage was supposed to provide from the beginning. Lola's story should not inspire women to endure anything in the name of being good. No, it should encourage us women to understand the difference between strength and disappearance. You can support a man without losing yourself. You can believe in his future while continue building your own. You can love his family without allowing them to define your worth. You can desire peace without accepting blame for conflict that exists before you or developed independently of you. You can also, please do like the live stream. You can also remain dignified without being voiceless. Most importantly, being a good woman is not a performance designed to make other people approve of you. No. Goodness is rooted in character. It is expressed through honesty, compassion, wisdom, loyalty, self-respect, and boundaries. Listen, people might not see it now, but after some years, people will begin to see things will begin to unfold. The real power is not in controlling a man. The most damaging stereotype surrounding influential women is that their influence is manipulating. I saw a post where somebody said she groomed him. Oh, Lola groomed him. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? There is a difference between control and positive influence. Lola was a positive influence in the Psquare brand, in my opinion. Control attempts to shrink a person's choices, but healthy influence helps a person to see those choices more clearly. Meanwhile, control will isolate you. Lola was not there to control this man. She used her influence on him positively. Healthy partnerships strengthen discernment. Meanwhile, control demands dependence. A good relationship makes both people more capable, more accountable, and whole. In my opinion. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you're here watching for the first time, you're watching Yes Life Coaching Woman Stand in Your Power. What are your thoughts on this? Was Lola controlling? Is Lola a good woman? Does she deserve her flowers as we speak? Let me know what your thoughts are on this, please. Put your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Okay? So, perhaps this is one of the deepest lessons in the Okoye saga. People may call a woman controlling simply because the man beside her is no longer as easy for other people to control. We cannot know every private conversation in the Okoye family, and it would be irresponsible to make Lola a saint or any other family member a villain, but we can reject the lazy habit of placing a complex family breakdown at the feet of one woman. It's just crazy. I mean, it's glaring that there's a breakdown in communication. It's glaring that there's a breakdown in trust. It's glaring that there's a breakdown in boundaries and respect. So for us to now put it on Lola and say she's the cause of everything, that is very irresponsible, in my opinion. Guys, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are. The power of a good woman is not that she prevents every storm. No, it is that she brings enough vision to see beyond the storm, enough strength to stand through it, and enough wisdom not to become it. She also has enough self-respect to know when peace requires boundaries. Lola Omotayo-Okoye's public story reminds me that a woman can be misunderstood and still remain grounded. She can be blamed and still refuse bitterness. She can be pushed towards the margins and still have played an important role in the foundation. with this kind of brothers that Paul or Peter had, if Lola did not hold her side, if Lola was not well-to-do by herself, they would have treated this woman like trash. They would have pushed her away. But I thank God, because sometimes when the full story begins to emerge, society discovers that the woman it's accusing of destroying everything may have been the one, or may have been one of the people quietly holding the center together. Women, never underestimate the value you bring into a room. Never underestimate the value you bring into a relationship. Never underestimate the value you bring into a family or a vision. But do not measure your goodness by your capacity to suffer silently. Your love is powerful, your wisdom is valuable, and your dignity is non-negotiable. With that, I say continue to stand in your power. I just came on here today to give Lola her flowers. This is beautiful. She is one woman in a million. Because if they have left Jude would have also come in between Peter and his wife. But thank God for the power of a good woman. Thank God for the power of a strong woman. I am so happy that this woman, was able to hold her own, even with everything. And do you know why she was able to hold her own? She was able to hold her own because she had her own money. She had her own destiny. She had her own dreams. She wasn't dependent on the Psquare name. She had her own thing going for her. So this is another thing every woman out there should learn. Whether you are married to or a man or good good evening, sir. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you, sir. Ekuja Meta, Mr. David. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. So my how should I say it? My advice to young women or women in general, a lot of women would see, oh, the man has money, and they would just forget about their own life. They will forget about their own future. They will forget about their own profession. They will forget about loving themselves. They will forget about their life and just focus. They will forget about their own identity. But I like this woman. She was able to build her own life. Even while she came on board with her influence and everything, she was able to hold her own. And that's what we should all do. Imagine if she did not have money. Imagine if she did not come from a well-to-do family. Imagine if she did not have her own career. They will have used her nose, especially this Jude and Paul. They will have used her nose to rub the ground. So this is the food for thought, sis. If you are watching from wherever you are watching from, you are powerful. You are strong. You have the power to build. Never underestimate the power that you bring to the table. Never ever underestimate it. A lot of men will say, what is she bringing to the table? What is she bringing to the table? You are bringing a wealth of your wisdom. You are bringing your identity. You are bringing your substance. You are bringing your essence. Let's even twist it to the spiritual side. What if this woman's spirit is so strong that Jude could not even permeate between them? Because for Jude to be able to permeate between the twins, he would have tried. to go between the husband and the wife. There's nothing impossible. This is allegedly. I am just saying, I'm just painting a scenario. But there are some women that you dare not. They might be quiet physically. They might not even know the powers that they have spiritually. Or the essence that they bring in here. And they'll be looking at you. They might not even know who they are spiritually. And then this I won't be surprised if Jude had even gone diabolic, if he has gone into some things. He might have gone into some spiritual things to try and hurt them or harm them or do anything to them, or silence her so that he can take full control. Because from allegedly, from what I'm hearing, if everything we are hearing is true, I see Jude as someone that has greed, allegedly. So someone that is greedy will stop at nothing, including spiritual. So women watching, even men watching, because human beings will be human beings. Human beings will go to any length to control. You need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And I'm now specifically talking to women. You need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet as a woman. Don't be a doormat. I'm not saying you should be arrogant. I'm not saying you should be fighting. No, what I mean is be calculating, be strategic. Yes, you are married to this man, but should you lose yourself because you're married? No, no, ma. Should you lose yourself because you're married? No, ma. No, sir. Make sure that you are well put together, because it's very easy for people to mistreat you, to abuse you when they know that you don't have anything going on for you. But when you hold your side, I'm telling you, no matter what happens, you'll still be able to stand and you'll be able to hold your family together. And that is the power of a good woman. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I see 5 people in the live. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Come on to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, come on to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video, share the video, because there'll be one woman somewhere that would need to hear this. Okay? And thank you once again, Mr. Okoye. It's been a while. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your comment. I do appreciate your presence here. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. At this point in time, I will be taking a bow. If you're a woman watching this and you need clarity, you are in some form of issues, you need clarity on the way forward, you are free to book a discovery call on Yes Life Coaching, Woman Stand in Your Power. We are here to speak with you. We are here to talk to you. We are here to give you clarity on the way forward. And with that being said, sis, continue to stand in your power. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.